In the quiet village of Ulapur, surrounded by trees and a slow-moving river, a young man from Calcutta came to work as the postmaster. He was a city man, used to the noise, the crowds, the conversation, and now he found himself in a village where time seemed to move slowly. His office was a small thatched hut beside a pond, and the postmaster spent most of his day in silence. The village people were simple and did not talk much. He felt lonely, a stranger in a strange land. In his free time, the postmaster would often sit under a tree and write poems. He would write about the city, his childhood, and sometimes even about the trees and the silence around him. The only person who brought a little light into his dull days was a young orphan girl named Ratan. She did small chores for him, brought water, cooked his meals, cleaned the house, but more than that, she kept him company. In the evenings, the two would sit and talk. He would tell her about Calcutta, his home, his mother, his little sister, and the life he had left behind. Ratan would listen closely, her eyes shining with wonder, as if she could see it all in her mind. Sometimes Ratan too would share pieces of her past. "I had a brother," she once said softly. "We used to play near the river with a branch of a tree we used as a swing." Her voice would tremble as she spoke of him, and the postmaster would fall silent, realizing how lonely she must be too. The postmaster, in a kind moment, started teaching Ratan how to read and write. She learned slowly, but with great excitement. Each new word was a treasure to her. In her heart, she began to see the postmaster not just as her master, but as her dada, her elder brother. But then, one day, the postmaster fell ill. Ratan took care of him like a family member. She sat by his side, cooked for him with care, and prayed for his recovery. Her whole world was wrapped under him. When he got better, he suddenly felt that he could no longer stay in this lonely place. He wrote to the government asking for a transfer. But when his request was denied, he decided to resign and return to Calcutta. One evening, while Ratan was lighting the fire, he told her, "Ratan, I am going away." Ratan dropped the stick she was holding. "Going away? Where, Dada?" she asked, her voice shaking. "I am going back to Calcutta. I won't be staying here anymore." For a moment, she stood completely still. Then, in a voice that almost broke, she asked, "Will you take me with you, Dada, just like your little sister?" The postmaster looked away. He smiled faintly and said, "No, Ratan, that's not possible." Ratan said nothing. She quietly left the room. That night she didn't eat. Her heart was heavy, not just with sadness, but with something even deeper: abandonment. In her silent world, the postmaster had become everything: a teacher, a friend, a brother. And now he was leaving. The next morning, the postmaster boarded the boat. As it slowly moved across the river, He looked back once at the village, wondering if he had done the right thing. A soft sorrow touched him, but he consoled himself, thinking emotions are just passing feelings. She will forget me. Life will move on. But Ratan did not forget. Day after day she waited. Every knock at the post office made her heart jump. Every boat that arrived gave her hope. But he never came back. And slowly the silence returned to her life. But it was a deeper silence than before. Moral of the story is, sometimes people come into our lives quietly. They bring warmth, care, and a sense of belonging we didn't know we needed. But life doesn't always let those bonds stay forever. The postmaster left, thinking it was just a change of place. But for Ratan, it was the loss of her only family. This story reminds us that love and affection don't need blood relations. They grow from the heart. It also teaches that while some people move on easily, others carry the memory of love with them for a lifetime.